Now that we have our level selection screen in place, it is time that we think about how we can integrate multiple different levels in our app. Since we did a lot of prerequisites and took care of a lot of work already, it won't actually be that difficult. We already have our level scene with the go to game scene for method, which will be called by our button tabs. With this method, we're then going to call the corresponding method in our Scene Manager delegate protocol. And if we look at it in our game view controller, we just create our scene name with the past level. And then we try to load this SKS file as a game scene. This means that everything that we are missing to have multiple levels in our game is adding more SKS files for the other levels. Just like the game scene _1 SKS file we already have in our project. To create a second SKS file rather easily, I'll just select my existing one and then under File, select Duplicate. Or you can just use the shortcut by pushing Command-Shift-S to do so. As soon as I do that, I get this little pop-up here where I can enter the name for my newly created file. Obviously, I'm going to change its name to GameScene _2.sks. When I then hit return, I can see that there is a second game scene in my levels group called GameScene _2. If I open this second SKS file now, I can edit this level in any way that I like. The important thing to keep in mind is that when I select my scene up here and go to the identity inspector, the custom class should be set to game scene, just to make sure that we can use all of the functionality of our game scene class for our second level as well. If we do duplicate our file like this, it should automatically be set correctly. All that I really need to do here to create a new level is move around a few blocks to add some more blocks or whatever you like. I won't waste any more time on creating a really sophisticated level since we only want to check if this is working. So I'm just going to make sure that it's visually different from our first level. And all that we've really done now is duplicate our SKS file, which already gives us the right setup with the background tile map and all of that. Starting with this, it's really not that great of a challenge to create a second level. Now I won't change anything else and just run the app again, and I hopefully should be able to, from our level screen, select level 2 and get to a valid scene. So let's start by tapping on play in our menu. And if I now tap on level 2, I should get to game scene, since the game scene _file does now exist in my app bundle. And as soon as I tap, I can see that we actually get to the new level that we just created. Now, like I said, this isn't the most impressive level, I know, but it's really more about functionality in this video, and we can see that our mechanism with the level selection works. Just like I have my 2 game scenes, I can of course create game scene _3, 4, and so on, which we can then also load in our game. Maybe it would be a good idea if you try to create more levels on your own to get a bit more comfortable with the scene editor. You can of course use other sprites for the blocks than what we've used here, and if you come up with an amazing or impressive level that you would like to share with us or the other students, feel free to post a screenshot underneath this or the next video, just to show off what you've come up with. I'm sure a lot of you fellow students would also like to get some inspiration. We'll now continue by adding a few more details to our app, such as background images in our menu and level selection scenes, since they currently look pretty dull. Other than that, we want to create a flying animation for our bird and finally put some thoughts in the actual goals of our game, like adding enemies, scoring, and defining what we need to really complete a level.